All right, so again, in order for you to do any questions on APs and GPs, need to come and take all the phone, right? Thanks. But again, we'll watch it, follow it again. Let's keep watching. I don't want to take it as now. Right? Okay, now reach it. Right? Wherever you show Jeremy smiling all the time. Right? So I just here, right? So what we need to remember is one is an AP, these rules they apply. You have to learn the rules. But GP, these are your rules. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do questions, right? How would you figure out? So suppose I gave you something like this. Yeah. Yeah. 1 minus r to the power. Right. For the suppose I gave you something like this: 5, 10, 15, 20. How will you know if it's an AP or G? Because sometimes they'll just give you a sequence and you have to figure it out. I just know. Right, you recognize it, right? But some of them might be a little trickier. But what you have to do is to try to find D or try to find R. So for example, subtract 10 and 5, subtract 15 and 10. Do it more than once. So subtract here and subtract here. See if you're getting the same value. Are you? Right. So it means it's a 8. Right? If not, you have to divide two values. Are you getting the same thing? No. So it's not a GP. Okay? So you have to look for D and R first. Once you find D, you know it's an AP. You find R, you know it's a GP. All right? So you have to always look at the sequence first. All right. So we're gonna tackle some questions. Ready? Right? They're going to be challenged here, right? Right? Again, read the question. See what information you can put together and then solve. Sometimes you have to solve simultaneously. Right? Sometimes you have to solve simultaneously. Sometimes, yeah, substitute equation or something, right? So let's go. As I said, these questions are going to be challenging, right? I like this first one here. A geometric progression. We started hard one time, right? So we did all this already. Yeah, that's how it is working. Nope. A geometric progression. That question right there. A geometric progression. Right, just like GP, right? With first term H, and common ratio K, lowercase, has sum to infinity 2h, has sum to infinity equal to 2h, has sum to infinity equals 2h. Find the common ratio K. I'm sorry. Right, find the value of K. So the first thing, you read a question, identify if it's an AP or GP. Which one is a GP, right? Right, next. What they give you? They gave you A. A is what? They gave you R, R and K, so a bunch of letters. And they gave you sum to infinity is what? 2H. And they want you to find K. So, where are you going to start, Jeremy? What are you going to do? Where are you going to start? You have everything here, this inside the brain, right? Where are you going to start? Here, here, here. Where are you going to start? Don't help to data. So you will start with the sum to infinity formula. That sounds good, right? Right? So we're going to use sum to infinity is equal to A over, right? So you're following the normal format. Write down what you have, write what formula you're going to use, and then the next step is what? Right. Next step is to substitute and solve. Go ahead. Who's to get something? Go ahead. Simplify this. See what you get. Yeah, you can get a number. And we'll see. More than likely the number is supposed to get. Oh yeah, put it together and solve it now. Two fractions and equal sign for you to multiply, right? So those basic things should be in your head. Right? You should be able to solve this, right? Two fractions, equal sign, solve, and so on. Go ahead, have fun. Right? Substitute for something here. Right? Remember to substitute for everything, yeah? Substitute for 1, 2, 3. You have 3 things here. Oh. When you get online, look, answers coming in online. Hey, look, Sabira. Answers coming in online. Answers coming in online already, yeah? Come on. Cross multiply, mix, any subject, get your formula. Do this. Oh yeah. Solve it, make A the subject, right? Right? You should get a number. Oh yeah, substitute, let's see what they got. Take all the time. Right, so I've seen some mistakes, right? But you're like, yeah. You can do what? Yeah, special for next time I'll come first. Right. So most people reach here. When you substitute here, right? Most people reach right here. And most people recognize that we could cross multiply here, right? So you'll get 2h by 1 minus k equal to h. Right. Here's where I'm seeing some people struggling, right? What's the objective? To make K the subject of the formula, right? So the objective is to make K the subject of the formula. So what you want to do is you want to simplify out things, right? Can I? So when I look at this here, okay, one option is to multiply it out. And that might make it a little more complicated, right? But you can do that. Let's do the natural thing. Let's multiply it out. So that'll be 2h minus 2hk is equal to h. After you multiply things out, NCs normally bring like terms together. So I just following generic rules, right? So two fractions are cross multiplied, I expand it out. I'm gonna bring like terms together. So I'll get minus 2hk is equal to h. I'm carrying across this 2h. So I'm getting minus 2hk is equal to minus h. Right? Now, what do I want to do? So enter will move across minus 2h now. So k is equal to minus h over minus 2h. H will cancel, the minus will cancel. So you'll get k to be a half. That's okay? Right? So again, I use generic rules, right? Cross multiply, expand, bring like terms together. Those are the things I want to get into your head. All right? Of course, those who recognize here, you can divide by h. You would have figured it out right here. Divide by h, then make k the subject. All right? So those are the little things I want to get into your head, right? When you're solving, cross multiply, bring like terms together, right? It could be a quadratic, it could be a linear, right? And then you have to know what to do. Copy it down. Let's go again. Some people get it online. Sebastian got it. Jason, Jason got it. Renisha got it. Sabira now getting warmed up. Let me see who else in that man thing. Narayan, oh gosh. Aidan, Emirates, John. Again, saying I saw crystalline here earlier, or crystalline here. Gotta bring all the back out into it, okay? All right, yeah, get that training. All right, let's go again. Let's go again. Do I give you one like that again? Crack it up. Oh, I like it. That's what I like to hear. Some of them easiest, yeah. I don't want to give all it to you. Look at that. What are you talking about? All right. I'm gonna give you a little free source. Yes, Chang, hello. And AP, it's coming for yours now. And AP has first term 3 and the common difference D. And AP has first term 3 and AP has first term 3 and the common difference D. As in dog, yeah. Common difference D. Full stop. The sum of the first 6 terms is 48. The sum of the first 6 terms is 48. And the sum of the first n terms, the sum of the first 6 terms is 48. And the sum of the first n terms is 168. 168. Find D and N. Find D and N. 160. Find D and find N. So take your time, identify which ones you're using, which formula you're using, and solve. Take your time. Right? I want you to, Jeremy, I want to see all the questions looking like this. What they give you, formula you're using, substitution, solve. Right? We're getting ready for exams now, so I think get used to putting the questions in a particular format. Nice. Right, and what you have is formula. Yeah, okay, we got the time, right? You correct. Equation and solve. Right? Whenever you have two unknowns, most times they'll get what? Simultaneous, right? Most times they'll get simultaneous. So you have two equations cut up. I'm gonna make sure you have the first few steps. It's an AP, right? First term, 3, common difference, D. Sum of what? Sum of 6 is 48. Yeah. And sum of N is 160. Right? So more than likely, what's the equation we're going to use? What's the equation we're going to use, Adrian?
S and A.
Right? So my next line here is we're going to use S to the N is equal to N over 2 by 2A plus N minus 1. Right? So we're going to use this. All right, so I want us now, take your time, make your substitutions. We have two unknowns, so most likely we're solving simultaneous. Right? Crystalline, you'll send my little answer, right? No?
Yeah.
Yes.
And say.
That's good. And then you add a 6 times. Yes. Check what it has. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do this now. Alright, so technically it's not what's up this mommy. What is this?
I can should answer. I don't know.
Alright, so let's see what you have, right? For the first one, let's plug in N is 6, right? Let's plug in A is 3 and then solve for D, right? So when I substitute, I know that S6 is equal to 48, which is equal to N on 2, N is 6 on 2 by 2A is 3 plus N is 6 minus 1 by D. Right, so 48 is equal to 3 by 6 plus 5D. Carry across 3 here. 3 into 48 was what, 16? Carry across the 6. 16 minus 6 is 5D. 10 is equal to 5D. D is equal to 10 on 5. Right, I think I mistake when you make that.
Yeah, no, you see 3D. Alright,
Alright. Nice. Say again, T. Are you okay with that? Right, we just plug in the values. Now that you have D, go and find N, please. Again, some of you already, you can look at your mistakes, you're making mistakes, so just solve it, right? Not ready to add math finish here. Add math finish here. Here's solvent, let's substitute on solvent, right? So once you identify using this, your add math done. Everything else is the solvent part, not every other things. But S to the N. So you have to use that S to the N. You can't use this, but you go right? So you gotta use brackets again. Yeah. Right, so you're using that same formula, put what this is and you're solving for it.
Sure.
But it should be a whole number, right? Should get a whole number. Right, I think you'll get quadratic, right? But yeah, it's all again I quadratic. I don't do that. Even you ready? So we're coming back here and substitute, right? So we're coming back here, and is S to the N. S to the N is 168. We don't know what N is. A is 3. And the D is what here 2. So I'm just gonna simplify. 2 by 3 is 6. 2 by N is 2N minus 2. Right, so I just simplifying in here first. So that'll be 168 is equal to N on 2 by 4 plus 2N. Right, so I'm simplifying here. Next, I am going to multiply this out, the usual steps. So I have 168 is equal to N on 2 by 4 is 2N. N on 2 by 2N is N squared. Right, remember, N on 2 by 2N, 2 will cancel, N by N is N squared. Okay, what do we have here now, Leonardo? N squared, I'm bringing all the terms on one side. We have a quadratic. Right, we have a quadratic here. Okay, bring all the terms together. So again, did I do anything? Yeah, right? Did I do anything that was different? A substitute, I simplify inside the bracket, I expand the bracket, and I bring all the terms together. Right? I do nothing special here. Okay? Come over here, please. N is what? When you solve it. What do you get? N is? That's. Quick, make it where you get confused. Here? Yeah, I just bring 168 across and I get code classic. I multiply it out. 2 into 4 is what? 2, right? 2 by n is 2n. 2 by 2 cancel, n by n is n. Right, 12, right? Ignoring negative 14. 12 and ignoring negative 14. Copy it down, let's go again. Right, because I hope you see some way of problems like right. It's not just in the add math, it's being able to solve properly, right? So you want to get these up.
Can I get it wrong? Can I get it right? Alright, let's go again. Okay. Okay. Let's go again. Online, any questions? Again, I just substitute, expand, solve. Right? And please don't try and add these things there. You should know this is a quadratic right now, right? Different terms, right? If somebody tried to add it. Sure, I leave.
Any questions online? Narayan, right? For instance, something crystalline. I see a little mistake there, right? Someone ready? We're going again.
Be always ready. Let's see. Kita lawan itu lawan target lama. Sisi lawan buat negatif.
Ready? Ready? Let's go again. One more because I want to give you a worded problem, right? After I'll give you a.
This one, this one,
Ready? 3 consecutive terms. I'll write them down so we don't mix it up, right? 3 consecutive terms of an APR. 3 consecutive terms of an APR. X minus D, X and X plus D. 3 consecutive terms. They did not say first, second, and third, right? Just 3 consecutive. It could be any 3. It could be 9, 10, 11. It could be anything, right? So 3 consecutive terms of an AP are X minus D, X and X plus D, right? They also said note that D is more than 0. Right? So 3 consecutive terms of an AP where D is more than 0 have a sum of 21 and a product of 315.
have a product of 315 and a sum of 21. Go ahead, have fun. Find X and D. Find X and D. Find X and D. Again, use the information they give you, right? Find X and find D. Find X and D. Three consecutive. You can excel and product.
Jeremy looking for another challenge. Nobody what the ready man ChatGPT too low. Look, I don't know reason it was just sensitive. Look, every class, so you finish. Look, oh, you don't finish. Look, you're not going to go. Watch out. Wait. What is that weird? Hey, drop my out picture. Yeah, email. Get on. Get on.
Right, so you know we all get a little pressure to start up, but you have to follow what they say. What is said here? When you add up all, you get 21. So add up all, make it equal to 21.
So don't worry,
What is it here? When you multiply again, so multiply it and do it again. But do the first one first, and you'll see what happens. Right? Yeah. What I'm saying there.
Oh, X is 7. What X? So I decided again.
Right, add it up. Right, so follow the instructions, right? Sum is 21. Product is this. Give me the sum first, and then the product. Finish already? Oh yeah, we still have more to get.
Yes, me. Yeah, I stock it tonight. It's down. I think they do 2 weeks. Wait, that's You're ready. But everyone. Where are you from? That's what it is. Because just add it randomly, just add it to add these two, 1, 2, and 3.
Right, so you should have this first part, you should have x minus d. Right, I just added it up, right? Is equal to 21, right? Bring your like terms together. Minus d plus d is 21. These two will cancel, these two will cancel. So you'll get 3x is 21, x is 7. Right? Do you all understand why I can't use the formula? Because we don't know A and we don't know D. Right? Well, we'll figure out you don't know what's D, but you don't know this is not the first term. Right? So you get x is 7. And then the product is what? Product is 315, right? So x minus d by x plus d. Right. What I want you to recognize here is that don't work with the x, because entry already solve for x.
Yes.
So what you can do? Substitute for x, right? So you'll get x minus d. Sorry, 7 minus d by 7 plus d is 315. Right? Then you multiply it out. I saw somebody recognize that these two are what? Difference of two squares, right? Right? So you can put them together and you will get 49 minus d squared. And then you multiply that by 7. Right? If you want to look real smart, bring it on this side. Right? Bring the 7 on this side here one time. So you'll get 49 minus d squared. What is 315 divided by 7? How much? 45.
So you're going to get 49 minus d squared is 45. We're going numbers together. You'll get d squared is. You'll get d squared is 49 minus 45. You'll get d squared is 4.
Yeah.
So d is 2. Right, so McKay, you had it right. You had it right. Right. Right, remember the positive value you want, right? Okay. Right, so you have the sum and the product. Right, Rihanna? All you had to do was write what the product is. Write what the sum is. Okay? Up there.
Yeah, I did.
Why do you understand? Who do you understand? Tell me, upside down. Why do you understand? Yeah. Right. I'm moving D squared across and I'm moving 45 across. Right? I'm moving two of them. All right. How long game we have? I have a nice one here like this. See if we can simplify this. Try to add one. Huh? Oh, done. Oh, they want to right on the side. Right, any questions there online? Anybody? Good job, Amrit. Both Amrits, Adrian, Jason, nice. I think I got some answers. I gained from Piscaline, Superior stuff answering. Hey, sir, you paying attention? Go ahead. Try that after me. That's that man.
X3 to R5. X3 to R5.
Right? You have to prove that. So that they tell you that GP the way to find something infinity. That's 2019.
Don't give me one number and not another. One another.
Right? Go ahead. Have fun. Or you find something infinity. What's the formula? A over. So what do you need? A and R. Right? You need A and R. It's looking complicated, but take your time. You'll see how we did it. Right? It's y squared, y cubed, x cubed, x 35, right? Oh yeah.
And then
Where? All is plus. All is plus,
Plus side.
nothing, that's stuff.
Plus
It's like dot. It's like giving you a watch a normal sequence of the rest
so
stuff.
then I mean A is Y.
A is the first term, yeah. Read it out. Something infinity is xy by x squared minus y to the power of minus.
Wait, what?
What does minus one mean again? Over, right? Right? So remember, minus one means this, right? Go ahead, prove that fast. Yeah, that's proof.
Hey, say you're in front of yes, right here. Right here. Now, watching the beast. Go follow, we go follow them. Yeah. One way we don't do that. What is this? Shut up.
Take your time. Everybody get it? Take your time. You find A? Right, A is what? A is y on x. How you get R? Just divide consecutive terms, right? R is y by x squared, yeah. Right, and now, how you do your magic? Now you do your magic. Yes, sir. So after you find A and R, the magic now is to simplify it out. Right, so most of you all have A already. Most of you all have R already. R is y and x squared. Yeah, right. Right, so the goal or the objective now is to substitute and make it look like what it is here. Right? Remember your rules. If you don't like fractions, get rid of fractions. Huh? Let me see what they have now.
X square y.
Huh?
X square y. It's
Sorry,
the X square y.
for what? Why? Why?
Oh.
Okay, good. Right, so remember, one of the options, you can take the fraction underneath, simplify. Take the little part underneath, simplify. And then simplify the two fractions. Right, so this will be A is y over x. R is y on x squared. Right? Of course, you don't want to write it like that because it's looking hard, but see what you can do here, right? One of the things that you can do here is that you can multiply every single term by the same value. So you can multiply in color. This by some value, I'm just making up something, right? K. You can multiply this by K and this by K. And that will not change the answer. Right? So because you have all those fractions there, what can you multiply every single term by to remove the fraction? X squared. Very good. So we can multiply every single term, every single one, every single term by x squared. Right? What would you get on top? You will get xy on top, correct? And what you'll get here? X squared. And what you'll get here? Y. You see that? So you're multiplying every single term by x squared. All right? And then you're done. Right? So again, was this hard earlier? No, not the whole thing. What's taken out there? Was the first step hard to find A? Was it difficult to find R? Was it difficult to know which formula to use and then substitute? No. So what we need practice with is simplifying and solving, right? So I'm gonna do something for you. I think it should be done next week. All we're gonna do is simplify and solve. It don't matter the topic, we just simplifying and solving. All right? In the meantime, I need you to learn these rules. Right? I need you to learn your rules. So next week, I'm gonna do a small test on the summaries for APs and GPs and trades. Right? Make sure you know all the little things in it. Spend some time and learn the summary, right? And we're gonna practice a lot of these solvents. So we're plenty of solvents simultaneous to practice something, right? And we have to do some worded problems on this. Worded problems mean like real life scenarios. Tom and Jeffrey open a savings account, right? And you had to be able to figure out what it is, right? So we'll do a few of those next week and then practice itself. All right, nice.